Hi guys, my name is Marian. Welcome to my craft room. Small space, but it works well for me, and this is my happy place. This is my me space, and this is where I just do my thing. So a few days back I shared pictures of some of the work I'd done. It was a post on how to use spray paint bottles, basically just use as vases in the home, in your house. And I shared different pictures of works that I've done on bottles, and so many questions came in. How did you do that? What kind of paint did you use? Could you teach us how to do it? And I promised a tutorial. So here's the tutorial, but today I'll focus on hand painted bottles. So basically we're working with glass. I'll do a series on different techniques. So basically hand painting, then we'll do spray painting, then we'll do decorating your bottles with yarn or knitting thread, and glue, and a few tips on what else we could do with bottles. So basically to just upcycle bottles, and any questions, any queries, and maybe future ideas on what we can share and some of the things we can do. So just maybe to show you some of the things that I've done. So this is just a wine bottle painted black. I used vinyl matte by Duracoats. This is what I used. Then I wound twine thread. As you can see, this is twine thread. I just wound it the top of the bottle, then I stuck a fake sunflower or silk fox sunflower. This is also fake sunflower, so just to get a bit of a, let me say, spiced up look. Then you can put it anywhere on display, on your bedroom window, on your bathroom window, as a centerpiece in your living room, just to display. So as I said, this, as you can see, it has more of a natural feel, like a rough texture to it. And this is what I used, hand painted, just used brush. Then I have this, basically same concept, but as you can see, more of a glossy feel. So this was yellow. I also used Duracoat super gloss enamel paint. So I just hand painted. This takes more time to dry, so you might need around 2 to 3 days. I did the first coat on day 1, then I came back and did a more smoother finish second coat on day 2. Same concept. I stuck some burlap on it, then I have some twine thread, and I have some leaves, as you can see, that I spray painted and stuck, and still the fake silk sunflower. This I used for a wedding, so they were more of centerpieces for the tables, but I still also use them as deco pieces all around my house. The pieces that I've shown you basically is just wall paint or house paint. This is also house paint, and what I did is I used vinyl matte by Crown. So what matte gives you more of a rough texture, a finish. Then I sprayed, do I explain this? I sprayed like a glossy, let me just get it for you so that maybe you can. So it's a clear, it's more like varnish. So after, because I wanted to have different textures, so just to get the glossy feel. This is by Abro. So after doing the vinyl matte, I sprayed this just to give it a glossy look, but instead you can use white paint but super gloss paint, so that you just do it once instead of doing twice. Then I sprayed navy. I used Maxima. This is just my favorite spray paints. It is good. Their colors are real. Let me say that the tones are real, and it's just awesome. Yes, if you've used different spray paints, I recommend Maxima. I bought it at Ushanga along River Road. So I sprayed a touch of it on the top of the bottle just to get, yeah, you can see, instead of having one color, which is a bit drab and boring. Same concept, house paints, Crown. Mr. Marangi, you need to pay me for promoting your paints. So you can use either Crown or Duracot. I love Duracot because of the quality of the paint, let me say, and variety. They have a color chart. When you go into the hardware store, you can buy in any hardware store, so long as they stock the Duracot. But also Crown suffices quite well also. I don't know about the other brands of paint, but I can vouch for Duracot and for Crown paint. I used 1 liter, and this can take you for long. I have one where I've kept it for 2 years. It's still there intact. If you have quite a number of bottles that you need to paint, like 50 bottles, centerpieces for a wedding, this is much more economical as compared to going for acrylic paint, which you'll just have a look at now. So this is navy blue, but I used acrylic paint. You can see the difference. One is acrylic and one is as I said, the spray paint. More of a glossy feel. What I like about acrylic is that it dries quite quickly, so you just do a coat, it dries. It's a bit thick, so you need to be a bit careful with your strokes as you brush. We'll just do a bit of a tutorial on how to apply your acrylic paint. This is also acrylic, and this is also acrylic. Yeah, you can see it's quite glossy, it's smooth, and it gives you like a rich, luxurious, exquisite feel. That's one thing I like about acrylic. I like the variety in shades. At times it's a bit a challenge to get different shades of spray paint, especially in Kenya. I know the market is still getting more stuff in, but for me, I needed turquoise, so I went for acrylic. So what is acrylic paint? Where do I get acrylic paint? I get my acrylic paint from Bookshop, specifically Textbook Center. They have a variety. You're spoiled for choice in terms of different manufacturers, different shades of colors, different container sizes depending on the variation of amounts. So in terms of price, you can buy a smaller container if you want maybe to just do one small coat, or more economical, I'd advise buy a bigger container and keep it. You can always use it next time. As a crafter, there's no waste. Anything can be reused. So for me, basically for acrylic paints, I use Fevicryl and Pebeo. This is Fevicryl. So Fevicryl is just a brand. Basically, it's a brand name. I got this at Textbook Center. These are 200 ml containers, just like a squish tube. Squish, 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 and then you take your brush and apply. Fevicryl also have smaller containers, not very economical. They go for around 100 Kenya shillings, and this is around 15 ml. So as you can see, this is I hope it's clear. This is the smaller container for Fevicryl. Yep, smaller container for Fevicryl. This is red, this is yellow. They come with a variety of colors. Still Fevicryl, and this is turquoise. They also have like hobby colors. They call them hobby colors, and these are mostly for fabric or art painting, but you can still use them. I don't know if it's clear. You can still use them for the bottle work. Yeah, and you're spoiled for choice, really. This is coral. This is light blue, but this is by Faber, but basically same concept. So these containers are much smaller, 15 ml for 100 shillings. Okay, some vary from between 100 to 135. You can find this at Textbook Center. Again, you can also find it in Biashara Street at a shop called Freeman's. Yes, just go and ask for acrylic colors and they'll give you small bottle acrylic. Then we have acrylic colors still by Pebeo, and this is what we have by Pebeo. As you can see, high viscosity. Goodness with acrylic colors is you easily dilute it with water, gives you more of a shiny feel, so you can wash your brush after that. You just soak it in water, then you rinse it out and wash it in a bit of soap, and it's off, but it stays on your bottle once you're done with it. Pebeo also have so this with Pebeo is 100 ml. Yep. Remember this by Fevikwik was 200 ml, so much bigger, goes for around 200 and something. But Pebeo also have a smaller container, and this comes in different. For example, this is by Pebeo, acrylic, still acrylic paint. Trying to look, this is 59 ml, this is 100 ml, so nearly half of it. Then it comes, as you're buying it, just read, because they come in different feels and textures. Sorry. So for example, this is matte and this is gloss. So if you want a shiny feel, you go for the gloss. If you want more of a rough, natural look, you go for the matte. So as you're buying, just be careful and read so that you ensure that you have bought gloss. Yeah, that's all. These are just acrylic. Yeah, so you can go for Pebeo, you can go for Fevikwik, you can go for whichever other that you find. As you can see, these are same, just the different containers. Yeah, so basically that's it. So today we are doing hand painting. I will focus on, I will use acrylic paints. If you want, as I've said, you can use the wall paint. Basically it's just painting. You take your brush and you paint. So these are my brushes. To cover more surface, I'd recommend you go for a bigger brush, and especially with house paint, because okay, basically the container is big, but you can pour the paint in a smaller container for the quantities that you want. Then you just apply over your container, your glass bottle. I like this for acrylic paint because still big, good coverage, but it's also small, so I can just dip it in my container and do my strokes. Then you will need glass bottles, so I just have different glass bottles. Basically these are just wine bottles, so you remove the label, soak them in hot warm water for a day, or you can just pour hot water on the label, give it time, then you just gently peel it off. So basically once you have your bottles clean and smooth so that you get a nice finish, then you're ready to go. You can use different types of bottles just to get a different feel, different designs and all that. So yes, who's excited? I think we want to go and paint.